Yo guys, what is up? Moxsy on Borderlands 3 video, and today we're talking about the change to the bonus elements and bonus projectiles in Borderlands 3. Now, you guys have already seen I did a video on the recursion, and the recursion was obviously a very blatant change to that weapon, but there are a lot of weapons that even I didn't know were benefiting from this bonus projectiles. A lot of weapons that maybe you didn't realize were nerfed, but are now nerfed because of this change. And today we're going to be giving you guys the list of all of them and explaining this mechanic if you guys didn't already understand. If you guys do enjoy the video, be sure to drop a like, comment, and subscribe. And with that, let's get right into it. Alright guys, so let's talk about this extra projectile mechanic or feature, bug, whatever you want to call it. Now, this has been in the game since launch. It has now been nerfed, and there are a lot of weapons that benefited from this that you may not have realized. Now, to explain this mechanic as simply as I can, there are certain weapons, the weapons that benefit from it, the King's Call is one of them, which is what I'm holding, that when you shot with it, your projectile out of your barrel, you would not get any extra projectiles. You would never see any bonus projectiles coming out of the barrel of your gun. People were confused about that. But when you hit an enemy on your hit registration, you would get a hit for your weapon. Now, you would also get a separate damage instance or damage hit from your shield, because you were going to get bonus corrosive damage on your shield, or bonus fire damage on your shield, bonus something on your grenade. This would be considered as a different hit, and it would basically count it as two weapons hitting your enemy, because you have one projectile from your weapon and then a bonus. Now, both of these would spawn extra projectiles. All of the call weapons benefited from this. I'll talk about the weapons in a second, but as you can see, now I have not used my action skill. My King's Call, or Queen's Call, whichever one this is, I'm only getting 3 projectiles. Now, if I use my action skill, now I'm going to get those ASEs, and as you can see, I still get 3. It doesn't change. This mechanic has been removed from the game, so you are no longer benefiting from ASEs on weapons like the King's Call. So it's a big change. Now, there are a lot of weapons that were affected by this that no longer receive this bonus damage or bonus projectiles, even weapons that you can't see. For example, the Hyper Focus was a weapon that you wouldn't be able to tell was getting these bonus projectiles unless you really looked at it, but it was. The Unseen Threat always had 3 projectiles coming out of it. You didn't ever see the bonus projectiles, but every projectile that would hit those 3, each was carrying it a different instance of elemental damage, and it no longer does. In the beginning, that clip where I shot a Graveward with this weapon, that is a setup that I've consistently been able to one-shot Graveward with every single time, and now it doesn't even get him to 75% health. Just as an example of how much this nerf affected some of these weapons. Now, I should have a list of all of the affected weapons up right now. Things like the Stagecoach. All Jacob's weapons were affected by this. So the Stagecoach is just a good example, because this one doesn't, but Stagecoach can go up to 25 pellets. Part of the reason the Stagecoach was so crazy is because it had so many pellets. Each of those pellets was creating bonus damage or bonus projectiles when you shot with your ASCs. That's why this weapon was so crazy on flak. The Stagecoach is still really strong on flak, but it's been slightly nerfed. That's kind of a common theme with a lot of these weapons. For example, Proprietary License is still really strong, but it got nerfed by this. One weapon that's really interesting is the Reflex. The Reflex was getting these benefits from your ASCs, even if you couldn't really notice it as much, but now you will. One of the biggest things that I noticed when using my Reflex is when I was playing Flak. Now, Flak has a skill called Leave No Trace that when you crit, you're going to get ammo back. Every single one of Flak's ASCs that were creating multiple chains on the Reflex had a chance to proc Leave No Trace, allowing Flak to basically never reload when using a Brainstormer or a Reflex. Now, when you use a Reflex or a Brainstorm on him, you're going to be reloading a lot more often, and hence running out of ammo. So it affects a lot of these weapons differently. pretty much all Jacob's weapons were hurt by this change, except for a few. There are a few Jacob's weapons. The Maggie was not affected by this. I don't think the Dakota was affected by this. The Clairvoyance wasn't affected by this. But for the most part, all Jacob's weapons were hurt by this because Jacob's weapons have the mechanic to ricochet, and that ricochet was receiving bonus projectiles or bonus elements on your ASCs. So even though I made that video on the recursion, I just wanted to inform you guys of what this change does, and it's since been removed. Your carrier, your King's Call weapons that were really getting a huge benefit from this. For example, the carrier, you could go from 1 projectile shot to like 12 projectiles spawned. Really hurts from this. So it was unintended, and it's since been changed. I thought it was a really cool mechanic. I really loved it, and I really loved showing it off. But it has been changed, nerfed, whatever you want to call it. Now you guys know the weapons that were affected by it and the weapons that weren't. Honestly, doesn't mean that these weapons aren't still good, but they were affected. Leslie, a lot of people have been talking about the Root. The Root was affected by this. I should have had a little asterisk on it. Hard to tell, but the Root also was impacted by this, which was crazy strong. Now probably feels a little bit worse, but it was affected and still performs. But yeah, it's gotten worse. So that is it for the video, guys. I just wanted to clarify on this mechanic and tell you guys which weapons have been affected. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to drop a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace!